Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody. We're we're here with session three again. Session three, and session three is going to be on responsibility, and it's myself, Ricky Broussard, and thanks everybody for coming on today. And I have my assistant with me today, and I'll let her introduce herself, and we'll get started.
Yes. Hi, I'm Norine. And like Ricky said, I'm his assistant for today. We're both from Imagine Enterprises, and our conversations are about self-determination and people with disabilities having quality lives in the
Right.
community. So, Ricky and responsibility is the big topic for today. We went through first, we went through support and authority, and now responsibility. So. This is pretty huge and certainly one that you've become an expert on in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just a reminder that we will hopefully be able to progress to the next slide. That we'll do a presentation and leave time for questions at the end.
Yes.
Nadine will pick those questions up for us. She indicates that she'd like for you to put those questions in the Q&A box if you're able to get to that, and we'll spend time on that. All right, just to review the five principles of self-determination, Ricky.
The five principles are support, confirmation, authority, responsibility, and freedom.
Yeah, all right. And so tell me responsibility. What is that all about?
Responsibility is one of the huge and one of the very important ones of self-determination. And that in details with, you know, that I have to be responsible to make sure that, that I pay my bills on time and that I make sure that my staff get paid on time.
Right, right,
And and it's and also it's important that that I use my resources wisely.
right. Absolutely. So, yeah, an example that anybody else, that the people that are listening might think about is that even though you receive a lot of services and a lot of help and
Right.
support, right?
Mhm.
But you're responsible for doing
Mm,
certain
mm.
things and making sure you get those things done. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yes, yes, that's what I'm saying.
Right. So, so as an example of responsibility, what would be one of the things that, and you've used this when we were talking about support and authority, what one of the biggest goals in your life?
Well, one of the biggest goals in my life was that, that I wanted to, live on my own, to have my own place and to have the choice to say who touches my body and when I want them to.
Yeah. So when you think about that goal and all the support you get,
Mhm.
what are the things you're responsible for?
Well, there's several things that I'm responsible for. I'm responsible for to uh, make sure that my uh, that my staff do their timesheets on time,
Mhm.
and the other thing that I'm responsible for is to talk to one of other my coworkers uh, to make sure that we get. She talks to me every Monday. We get on the computer and we go over their timesheets, and I make sure everything is signed, and then it goes through that process, and that's done that way.
Yeah, so that's like for your direct support. So did you learn this all at one time, or did you kind of or did you already know it? Is it kind of
No, 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 I didn't already know this. I I had to I had to learn it
over time.
and
Yeah.
over time how to do that and stuff. And it's, it, it has changed so much, but
Right, right,
because used to we had to do the paper timesheets, and then after we did the paper timesheets, we were getting that down, and then we had to go on a different route.
right.
So,
So things change and
yeah,
you learn it over time.
yeah.
So let's talk a little bit more about that. So one of your big responsibilities is really
Yeah,
working.
yeah. And I work full time. And so, I have, I have staff,
Right,
you
right.
know.
Well, and I think one of the ideas that we had was is that unless you worked full time and earned a paycheck, a salary,
Right, yeah.
you would not be able to have the goal of living on your own,
No,
paying for your apartment, being able to afford to live on your own. So that's a big part of it is
yeah.
that to reach that goal, you had to take the responsibility
Mhm.
of working. So what are some of the things you do on your job that you're responsible for?
I'm a I'm a mentor, and what I'm responsible for. I go into the schools and I talk to the students, about self-advocacy and support and all of that. And I talk to them about my journey, and that they can do this also.
Yeah, so you're kind of motivating, inspiration, but also giving them details about what it takes to happen. So
Yes.
that's pretty
Yes.
good stuff. Okay. Um, yeah, I know you talked to me about this a whole lot.
Yeah.
One of your favorite topics is your Social Security check, and we talked about earlier about
Yeah.
earning money.
Mhm.
So what does earning money do with, and what do you need to do with Social Security now that you kind of made it this far?
What I do, what I have to do for the Social Security, for every 2 weeks, I have to report my earnings to uh to the Social Security office, so that and I do it every month. I do it on the 15th, and I do it on the 1st of each month. I have to send in my check stubs,
Mhm.
and I do that every month, so they know that I am working and I am receiving a check.
Right, and that's a requirement of Social Security because
Yes.
that's a part of that ongoing uh, um, uh, resource that you have in
Mhm.
both your not only the Social Security but the also your Medicare health insurance.
Yes.
Well, but do you receive Medicaid also? Or I'm not. There are two different things. There's
Yeah.
Medicare, but then there's also Medicaid. Do you also receive? Do you have to turn in anything for Medicaid?
No. Just well, hold on. Yeah, I take that back. Yes, I do. Yeah. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Because the reason I do that is because I I I, re I receive because I do the consumer directive services.
Mhm.
So every now and then I have to send all in the paperwork that they ask to send it that they asked me to send it. And and that I would say, because right now, um I'm waiting on for them to tell me right now if everything's okay, but because
But that's the Texas Medicaid
yes.
office. Okay.
Mhm.
And they interact with Social Security for that eligibility for all the services,
Mhm.
right? Okay. And that's how you're able to get the HCS
Yeah.
Medicaid waiver. Very good. Well, yeah, you kind of have to connect the dots,
Yeah.
line it all up.
Hmm.
And that's not easy to do. That's a lot of work and also staying organized, knowing that you're going to have to spend time doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah, and then on a more frequent basis, you have,
I have, I have my bills that I have to pay. I pay my rent. I pay my light bill and I also pay my insurance on my car.
yeah. You know, you were talking to us about the responsibilities of when you have money and then you have things like your car, your rent, your apartment, your
Right.
cable,
Hmm.
sports channel.
Yeah.
Um, have have you ever had any difficulties? I noticed you had credit card debt on the
Yeah.
piece here.
Yeah. And I had I I had a credit card and and each month I paid I paid I paid a piece on my credit card because I did have a credit card and I paid it down and it took me I want to say it took me several months for me to get it down
Mhm.
but what the way I did that was I talked to somebody at the month and um at the bank and I told them I can pay this much
Mhm.
each month for me to pay my credit card.
Yeah.
And I got it done.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
And then I think you changed how you do your
Yeah.
expenses
Mm.
and because credit cards can be a
They
problem.
that could be they could be dangerous, put it that way.
Yeah. So you just, yeah. So that's important, that learning how to do money and then helping make better decisions as
Right.
you go along. That's huge. That's
That
very, very huge.
that too.
Um,
And then
expenses.
and then every year I have to do my taxes, and with my taxes, um, you can go to the United Way because I've been going to the United Way for several years, and they help you do your taxes, and they do it for free.
Right. And an important word in this slide is the word trust.
Yes.
Yeah.
And trust is huge and I've been going to them for several years and they know me and I know them, so it's all who you know and who you trust.
Well, you know what I like about that, Ricky, is it shows that, and I think that a lot of people with disabilities get caught in the trap
Yes.
where they only use the services that are through the service delivery system. I'm talking about the local authority
Right.
for people with intellectual developmental disabilities, otherwise known as ALITA,
Yes.
or the local vocational rehabilitation counselor, or the local school district and teacher until they're no longer eligible. That we kind of get stuck in the service delivery system. And the stories you're telling, you're talking about going to other places out there in the community that
Right.
have services, that building that relationship,
Yeah.
that you do more things.
Yeah.
So that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And that's taking responsibility for getting out there and learning about
Yeah.
people.
And you just got to you gotta step outside of the box and say, okay, who else can I ask to help me with this, or where can I go
Yeah. Right,
to
right. Yeah.
ask for, ask for help.
Because you know there are people out there
Yeah.
and there are people willing to help too.
Yes. Hmm.
Okay. Here's, you already kind of talked about this a little bit, your staff, your timesheets, approving them and that's and having control over that. So we can kind of move on because
Okay.
we're getting close to
Okay.
the time.
And and then um and then I have the responsibility of scheduling all my doctor's appointments and my doctor, my dentist, my dentist other activities that I have to do. It may be for work or it may be for fun, but I have to make sure that it's scheduled so I can let my staff know that I have to be here at this time. I need to go here and be there, get there.
Right, right. So, and you have to let your employer know, your
Yes.
supervisor also.
Yeah, I have to let my supervisor know, okay, I need to, take this day off, or I need to take a half a day, or I need to take the whole day
Yeah.
off.
Is that common? Is that something that
Yes,
everyone does?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Um,
So you're using like your sick leave
yeah,
and your vacation time that
yeah,
that comes with the job.
yeah. I I at least try to let my supervisor. You need to at least let your supervisor know, at least if you can, about 2 weeks.
In
Good.
advance for
In
something that's
advance.
happening.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Um,
Yeah, and to create that schedule.
yeah.
Yeah, being healthy is huge.
Oh yeah.
When you're sick and you can't work, then things can become a problem,
Yeah.
and it also makes it harder at the house.
Hmm.
Okay. Oh wow, look at all these pictures.
And
Busy
and
guy.
and this is my my volunteer. This is me giving back to the community and also letting, people know that, we can volunteer. And you never know when you volunteer at a job somewhere, that can be, you can volunteer. And once that job come open, they'll be able to ask, hey, do you want to come volunteer? And then if they say yes, maybe it can be a job that you can get paid for.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So volunteering or being connected in the community, you're talking about learning skills,
Yes.
right? And
Mhm.
that is one way. And then you also get to know more people,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, looks to me like you know a lot of people.
Right. So,
So great. Let's see. Um, so wrapping up your ideas around responsibility, kind of give us a couple of big takeaways about how you think of responsibility.
well, one of the things that I would say, make sure you use your resources and use them wisely. And then also too, uh, if you need any help on anything, it's okay to ask. And because you have to make sure you ask. And if you don't know, say I don't know, but let me ask one of my friends or my coworkers. Maybe they know somebody or something about that certain topic or problem you have, and they can reach out to whoever they know and say, can you help me with this?
Yeah, yeah, that's that using that network or your
Mhm.
resources in the community. So when you talk about using your resources wisely, I think a lot of people think of resources of, oh, that's my money or that's
Yeah,
my Social Security check or supplemental
right.
security check or whatever, but you're talking about the resources in terms of people
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
connections and community and it's
And
a lot bigger.
yeah, and it could be somebody in your circle too.
Mhm.
And then that person in your circle, they can connect you to whoever you need to talk to, or steer you in the right direction and say,
Mhm.
okay, go talk to Joe or go talk to Tom.
Right. And learning the skills to be able to do that,
Hmm.
right, is pretty big.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's the advocating too. You got to advocate for yourself and others.
Okay.
Mhm.
So one of the questions and that kind of does wrap up our presentation. We do have questions and answers coming up, and maybe Nadine will have a few. I do have one of the questions that I was asked earlier about this topic.
Mhm.
And what the comment was, Ricky, is that you are easy to talk to, and you know how to do conversation. Not everybody is in that comfort zone.
Yeah.
So what kind of recommend are they that may not have they may have more difficulty talking? What do you suggest to people you support, your peer as a peer support person, but also to family? How do we help people with that social relationship, that conversation?
Well, one of my suggestions I would say is one who knows that person,
Mhm.
and you know that person, and because you could they see you every day, but we all communicate in all different ways. We communicate with our body language. We communicate with right having a piece of paper, and another thing that people are using is the communication box
Oh, okay. Yeah, so use
device.
different devices for
Yeah,
actual
yeah,
presentation. Yeah, and that's huge.
and you
Yeah.
and you and you can even use your phone if you have an
Mhm.
iPhone or even an Android phone. You can use your phone to communicate to.
So that's almost like saying take responsibility for learning the best way for you to communicate
Yeah.
for yourself
Mm,
and get support where you need it.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's pretty cool. I like that. And because that is the beginning of
Yeah.
relationships, isn't it? It is
It's
very much so.
building that relationship.
All right. So Nadine, did we have any questions? Other questions?
No, not yet. I was going to say, hey, everybody, go ahead and add your questions to chat or the Q&A box. It may be hidden under your more button with the three little dots at the bottom of the Zoom toolbar.
Okay. All right. So while we're waiting for
Mm,
people to send in their questions, because it sometimes takes time, one of the things that you and I talked about was being responsible
yeah.
for letting people know when your next webinar is.
The next webinar will be on June. No,
July,
no, July. I'm sorry, July 1st, and it's gonna be at from 12:30 to 1.
right? And we're going to talk about the self-determination principle of confirmation,
Yeah, that's
right?
yeah. That's the next one is that I will be talking about is confirmation.
So give us a hint. What I mean, what does confirmation? That is like a huge word.
Yeah, confirmation is being listened to and also being respected.
Being respected. Okay, so having your voice, people hearing your voice
Yeah,
and respecting you.
yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a big topic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so
Mhm.
I mean, that doesn't happen a lot to a lot of people with disabilities. They kind of feel
But
like they're
yeah, that
not
they're
given
not,
that.
yeah, opportunity or being listened to.
Mhm. So that's so this is as a principle of self-determination,
Yeah.
it it basically is saying what is your voice in your plan or in everything else? What do
It
you think?
it could be your voice, and it can also be your plan.
Mhm.
You know, how you want to look at it.
All right. Well, it should be an exciting
Yeah,
presentation then.
yeah.
And it's also July the 1st. So it's kind of I think, a great presentation to have right before the
Mm,
Independence Day.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And 200, we're celebrating America's
200th birthday.
250th birthday.
Yeah,
Yay. So that's going to
that'd be
be,
cool.
yeah. Yeah. We might have some fireworks ourselves,
Yeah,
right?
here we go.
Okay. Any questions, Nadine?
No, not yet. But as I was putting your pictures together, Ricky, I found some old pictures of you on a
Uh,
committee or meeting with a representative. And can you remind me about that? Because I love how, part of your responsibility, like you said, is self-advocating for others. So I
yeah.
love how you meet with, politicians and representatives to.
Yeah. We every year when sessions in session, because it's what, every 2 years
The
that,
legislature's in session.
yeah, that they're in session. You know, we, myself and other self-advocates, we, go up to Austin and talk to the legislators about, issues that are, that's gonna, that's gonna in that's gonna infect us, you know, for our lives, because when they make decisions, they're making decisions about us, uh about our lives. So we need to make sure that we're at the table from the beginning to all the way to the end, because they're making decisions about us every day.
Every day. That's
And
a part of that
yeah,
confirmation being there.
and so even though if you can't get to Austin, because sometimes we don't find out until like that day up, but you can email, you can call them and say, I support this bill, or you do not support that bill. But so
Yeah, and have be connected. So there is a picture on this one on your self-advocacy group. The one down at the bottom is,
yeah,
and it's the Texas flag.
yeah,
And and this was I think in
yeah,
2013.
2013.
Just sometimes, and it was before, and you'll notice down at the bottom of that picture that that was before the legislation went in to change the R word
Yeah.
to intellectual developmental disability.
Mhm.
So it was that long ago.
Yeah,
And we were on a campaign to end the waiting list.
yeah,
At that time, the waiting list was only 20,000 people.
yeah.
And now the waiting list is
It's
over
even, yeah,
100,000. And those are the waiting list for the Medicaid waiver services for
right.
people with intellectual disabilities. So anyway, there's my little spiel.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah,
But so you've been talking to people about um uh services and supports and getting what you need for a very long time.
yeah, for a very long time. So
Yeah.
and
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 you still don't have any wrinkles. So I am so jealous.
right. So, but we have to continue to do that, because like I said, they're making decisions about us every day. And so you need to, and as of since they're not in session right now, my suggestion to everybody is now find out who your representative is, and you know um and you can do that, and uh tell them who you are and how who your son and daughter is, and because like I said, they're making decisions about them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
please do
Have a
that.
conversation. It's just have a conversation.
Yep.
Good deal. All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.